Insert CPD here.
Yeah, we are back, and I'm happy to be back. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. It's been a while, but here we are.
Here we are. I don't know if you remember our last video.
Yes.
We were talking about what inspired you to be a teacher.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember we had, everyone had their own opinion about whether it's right or wrong. It doesn't matter. As long as you're in this space of teaching and learning, you just try and make the best out of it.
Oh,
and we're not going to judge you if you didn't initially want to be a teacher, if you were coerced. It's okay. We understand that everyone has a different journey. But as long as you're here, we embrace you. We welcome you to Insert CPD.
Welcome.
And this week we are talking about the modern classroom.
Right, the modern classroom. What has changed? What is new? What is old? What is remaining as it was?
Yeah, and maybe we can just start from the understanding that initially we used to imagine, I don't know why it was created that way, that the teacher was the custodian of all the knowledge.
Yeah.
And so the students would sit timid for some reason and just sit and listen and write notes and call it a day, sort of. But I know, Miss, at the moment there's literally very little of that you do. What are some of the things that have changed in your perspective from that time to now? What are some of the things, the practices you've really embraced over time and you're happy that you did?
The modern student, the modern learner, has a lot more confidence in their knowledge, in their skill. Even when they don't necessarily know the entire content, they have an opinion. And I love that because
they speak out.
Yes, the modern learner can speak out, can clearly give their opinion, can say one or two things they've learned about whatever you want to introduce. The modern learner in the current classroom now is vocal in a way that can help teachers to guide now their learning. Like you said, we are no longer custodians of knowledge and information.
Yeah, sure.
Our learners then need us to facilitate their learning. They need us to look at what they already know. So we learn from a known to unknown, right? So the other thing about the modern classroom is the things that inspire our learners. Back in the day, we had a few charts on the board and the notice board, and they were clean and proper. But now we are noticing, I don't know, teachers, if you've seen this in your classes, but we're noticing that there's a lot more work that is displayed on the around the classroom, and most of this is not the teacher who made it. Most of this work has been done by the children, and they get to interact with their work. I wonder, do you think this helps the learners in any way?
Actually, and in fact, one of the things that has made it easier, if you ask me as a teacher, to get feedback, to give feedback, is having these kind of displays on the wall. Because number one, the students, they'll sit down and come up with something. If it's a poem, if you've been doing poetry, they'll sit down and write a poem. And just the same way you say in art, there are no mistakes, right?
Right.
So they'll write their poem. If you're supposed to be 8 stanzas, they've done 7 stanzas. It's okay. 8 lines, they've done 7 lines. It's okay. And they might have deviated from the main point in one way or another. It's okay. So they'll do their artwork or they'll do their presentation, and then they'll put it on the board, on the wall, and then now the rest of the students, being guided, can now walk around and give feedback. So how inspiring is it if I know that my students felt my work was cool?
Yeah.
Of course, Miss Winnie says it's cool. I really like it, but I even like it more when I feel my students, the ones I sit next to, the ones I talk to, the ones who are my age mates, feel that what I've done is good. So, and then in addition to that, I'm looking at someone's work and thinking, she's in my class and she's done this. As a student, I can also do this. So the feedback from their peers makes them more confident, makes them more step out of their comfort zone a bit more, and also it makes it very relatable. You don't have to feel, okay, that's Miss Winnie. Of course, she should know everything. That's why it's like that. But now, if it's a student who's giving the feedback and having the resources out there, it is very relatable. But also, there's one thing I also need to mention. While that is important, I feel the atmosphere in the classroom has really changed.
Right.
When I say the atmosphere, there's this bit of remember we talked about timid students?
Yes.
Why are they timid? It's because how you walk into the class itself has there's an aura you come with, like, do not dare today. And so before even the lesson begins, they've coiled, they're feeling scared, they're worried, they're like, if I do this, Miss would be. So that has really changed. I don't know to what extent, but I feel nowadays we are more aware of the environment we create, the atmosphere we create within the classroom should be enabling enough for the students who have an opinion to voice it out.
Yes.
And I don't know how we can do that, Miss. I don't know if you have any, or in case there's someone who probably might not be 100% there in terms of creating the environment. For me, for example, I just ask them, how was your day? How are you doing? Like I just start like, they need to understand that I'm normal. I'm a normal human being. So I could talk about how my weekend was and say the things that I didn't like, I experienced that I didn't like. And then now it gets them to also open up, right? Then before you know it, they're feeling, okay, if Miss can go through it and she's here, then she's not that bad. She's not that mean. She's just like one of us. So
Yeah.
and eventually now they open up.
Yes.
And once they see you as a friend, it becomes very easy. I don't know how, I don't know if there's anything else you can.
You know, children are very trusting, and they learn from a point of trust more than they learn from a point of fear. So
we were talking about the atmosphere.
yes, so you see, there's something called social emotional learning. A child learns from a point of trust, like I said. When I feel loved, I'll be easily vulnerable with you.
Yeah.
I will hear what you're telling me because
open up,
yes, I'll open up. And when I don't understand a concept, I'll tell you, Miss Teacher, I don't get what you mean. What does this mean? Now, when I'm afraid, I'm not able to show you. So I might opt to copy from my friend so that I appear good to you, rather than just reveal that this concept is not working. And it doesn't matter the age of the students. This usually works from the youngest to the oldest. When I'm feeling comfortable with you, that I know I can bring my weakness to you, then when I don't understand a concept, I know you will not judge me.
I'll not be
And
victimized.
one of the things, like you said, you'll walk in and tell your students about your weekend. The other step that teachers should take, and it's an advice because I've seen it working for me, right from the point of welcoming the students as they walk in, a handshake, a high five, a nod for the teenagers who do not want any contact. You know that it's like when you acknowledge my presence, when you acknowledge somebody's presence, they feel, oh, you've seen me. So then I'm here. And chances are I won't zone out. And when I zone out, I remember, oh, Miss knows my name. And the other bit, knowing your learners' names. So you see, the modern classroom, as we keep saying, the impact starts from a child knowing that they are felt. They're knowing that they're seen. They know that my opinion of my work and my opinion of the other person's work matters. And because it matters, then I'm going to put a lot more effort. Even when I don't understand, I don't mind asking my friend, because you've inculcated the culture of understanding and then giving feedback, and this feedback is acted upon, and we all grow together in this learning. I
also feel the classroom environment also has to do with the mood the teacher is in. And so I'm sure you could be having a bad day. Sometimes we have them, but just try and leave it outside.
That's right.
Just try, when you walk into the classroom, have a very positive attitude. I know it might not be as easy, but with time, you cannot you cannot pour from an empty cup. So try and just ask yourself, what are some of the things that I can do to be better, so that when a student is annoying in class, which is bound to happen, you're not lashing out. You're trying to find a way of correcting them in an enabling environment. Because remember, they're children, they don't know better. Basically, they are knowing and learning as they grow. So with time, we get to be more empowered, more informed, more aware, and we transform the classroom.
That's right.
One teacher at a time.
What a better way to end today's episode. Thank you very much, our viewers. Please give our feedback. What do you think? What has your experience been with learners? What have you felt? What are you doing? Give us your tidbits. What are you doing?
Exactly. And is your class modern? If it's not, what is making it not to be, and what can you change? Thank you so much, guys. Next time, bye-bye.
Bye.